it's ridiculous, man. I would just let go of that belt. It's disgusting. I mean, I told my son to be a real man.
It's not a good look. It doesn't look well. I mean, it's a turnoff. It gets everybody like kind of in a sense. Turns everybody.
I had heard is that this drug is not detectable in blood, that it's a drug that's detectable in urine.
And they have to in a new test, right? The test.
Is it a new test?
From what I heard too is the USADA is.
You got caught taking drugs, in your charge.
This is straight up warfare. When you cross that line and cheat in boxing, Teófimo Lopez Sr. absolutely unleashes on Shakur Stevenson following those dirty drug test results. The elder Lopez isn't playing games here. He's going nuclear on Shakur in front of everyone, dragging him through the mud before their scheduled bout. Those steroid accusations aren't getting swept under the rug. Lopez is demanding answers on why the boxing community keeps putting this guy on a pedestal when he's failing tests left and right. This goes way beyond regular trash talk. It's character assassination at the highest level. Lopez is putting Shakur on notice that his entire career credibility hangs in the balance, and his standing in the sport could be destroyed before they even touch glove.
I don't know why they like this kid a lot, man. No matter what they saying or whatever it is, he has steroids or not.
Teófimo Lopez comes out swinging against Shakur Stevenson. Lopez isn't sugarcoating anything when he goes after Shakur about those contaminated test results. He's calling this whole mess a complete credibility killer that destroys fan confidence and trust in the sport. Lopez wants everyone to understand this controversy runs deeper than just one fight. He's exposing how Shakur's entire reputation is crumbling and sending a message to the boxing community that there are real consequences when you mess with the integrity of the game.
Obviously, at the moment, the British Boxing Board of Control aren't. So we have to speak with them, deal with the legal situation and see where it lands. And this is quite fresh. Obviously, I don't even think it's 30 minutes. I think it's more like 10 or 15 minutes since that. And, we'll see what rolls on.
Eddie Hearn doesn't hold back. Derek Chisora goes scorched earth on drug cheaters throughout boxing. Chisora lays down the law without any hesitation. Any fighter who gets busted for banned substances should be looking at a decade-long suspension from the sport. You can't wrap his head around why these cheating athletes keep getting opportunities to compete after breaking the rules. The system is broken when it comes to holding violators accountable. This message hits Shakur Stevenson directly along with every other fighter thinking about taking shortcuts. Boxing demands clean competition and fair play, period. Listen, they need to hammer everyone who gets busted with performance enhancers with a 10-year suspension. No mercy for anybody. There's zero reason we should be dancing around this issue. Eddie Hearn emphasizes how critical and unpredictable the situation has become with Shakur Stevenson's contaminated samples. The British Boxing Board of Control hasn't made their move yet, and the legal drama keeps developing. Hearn's careful but intense commentary shows that whatever happens next could completely derail Shakur's future in boxing and potentially cancel the entire fight.
But do you know what is the absolute liberty about all of this? Is the way that he, after he failed that test on Monday, texts me, texts you, to say, I swear I've not taken anything. This is sabotage. This is just a system against me. Fuck off. It's an absolute, and you know what, it makes me...
Going after Jermaine Franklin for having the nerve to claim he's clean after his positive test results. Hearn labels it pure sabotage and a total breakdown of the system, calling out the pride and recklessness that damages boxing's reputation. His anger serves as a direct warning to Shakur Stevenson and every other fighter in the game. Cheating will face consequences, and your reputation comes with a price tag. The entire boxing world has their eyes on this situation.
Think now you won't know what stays for 2 weeks. I don't know, why would you take it knowing there's a possibility that it's going to be in your system? And why would you take it for our sport anyway?
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. That's the reality.
I didn't do that when I got jobbed. When I got jobbed, I didn't do that. I just got back, took care of my health, and we came back and conquered. That's all you gotta do. That's how you earn your respect and how you...
Liam Guff breaks down the complexities of performance testing, highlighting how even microscopic traces can remain detectable based on the testing method, whether it's saliva, blood, or hair analysis. His breakdown serves as a reality check for fighters like Shakur Stevenson, that every single violation, regardless of size, will show up in testing and can destroy careers if ignored or mishandled.
For the sport. It's not that it's bad, it's frightening. But listen,
Johnny Nelson absolutely destroys Shakur for using prohibited substances. Nelson was stunned that Shakur would gamble everything away, questioning how anyone could consume something, knowing it stays detectable for weeks afterward. He attacked the choice as completely irresponsible, emphasizing the damage it causes to boxing as a whole while questioning Shakur's decision-making abilities. This goes beyond a simple error. It's a massive hit to trust and professionalism, showing the enormous risks when fighters roll the dice with banned substances and their entire careers.
I've watched Deontay Wilder's. I've been ringside for 2 of Deontay Wilder's last 3 fights. I watched the last fight. He's not in his prime. I mean, he is...
Adam Caterall responds to Shakur's positive drug test. Caterall characterized Shakur's violation as absolutely stunning and incredibly disappointing. He stressed that when any fighter gets caught with performance-enhancing drugs, it damages the sport's credibility and betrays fans and fellow competitors. Caterall's reaction demonstrates how seriously the boxing world views these infractions and the level of responsibility they expect from everyone involved.
How can he give a sample and then a B sample and they both come back positive for a banned substance?
Spencer Oliver was absolutely stunned by Shakur testing positive for party drugs, including cocaine. He called out the complete insanity of putting everything on the line for a major fight while having such a destructive substance coursing through your system. Oliver pressed for answers, highlighting how ridiculous it is to put your career and your opponent's safety at risk in such a brutal high-stakes sport. Adam Smith expressed his shock while stressing the confusion and absence of official communications about Shakur's positive results. He observed how rapidly information travels through social media platforms and how rumors multiply when there aren't clear facts available. Smith emphasized the chaos and tension building around the controversy, demonstrating how every single development now impacts the fight's legitimacy. Carl Frampton unleashed his fury, calling out elite-level fighters who get busted for performance-enhancing drugs and labeling it absolutely terrible. He emphasized that in a combat sport as brutal as boxing, where one mistake can be fatal, the consequences are massive. Frampton demanded that anyone caught with banned substances should receive a permanent ban with zero tolerance. His position is harsh but essential, highlighting the complete seriousness of cheating in a sport where power, skill, and safety must be perfectly balanced. Through his outspoken stance, Frampton exposes the ethical and physical responsibility that every fighter must accept, showing that violations don't just end careers, they put lives at risk. This serves as a harsh reality check for anyone who thinks cutting corners is acceptable in professional boxing. Keep your name in the spotlight. Tony Bello characterized the situation as terrifying for boxing, stressing that it goes beyond looking bad and actually threatens the sport's core values. He maintained that when fighters fail drug screenings, it transforms what should be a disciplined, talent-based competition into a complete joke. Bello's language choice highlights how dangerous and uncontrolled the situation becomes, especially when regulations get thrown out the window. He emphasized the wider impact on safety, fairness, and public confidence in boxing, while criticizing the system for failing to maintain proper standards. His viewpoint makes it obvious that doping controversies don't just hurt individual fighters, they undermine the entire sport's foundation. Through describing the scandal as a joke, Bello sends a clear message to fans and fighters that accountability isn't optional and the sport must get its act together before losing all credibility. Adi Oladapo shared his thoughts on the bombshell revelation of Shakur's positive drug test, proposing that possibly the substance entered his body through alternative methods. Although he acknowledged that explanation seems improbable, he recommended extending Shakur some benefit of doubt, demonstrating restraint and objectivity. However, Oladapo couldn't contain his amazement, constantly characterizing the situation as absolutely crazy. He stressed how unusual and bewildering such pre-fight scandals are at the elite level. Through examining possible explanations while recognizing the gravity of detecting a prohibited substance, Oladapo demonstrated the narrow distinction between accidental consumption and deliberate cheating, making it obvious that this scandal has shaken the boxing community and will seriously damage Shakur's standing. Duke McKenzie voiced his shock regarding Shakur's positive drug test results, wondering how both primary and backup samples could return positive for prohibited substances. He emphasized the complete impossibility of these findings, presenting it as a puzzling and disturbing development for the sport. McKenzie explored the gravity of failing multiple samples, stressing that this transcends a simple error and represents a clear violation of boxing's integrity standards. He highlighted the consequences for Shakur's future, demonstrating that multiple positive results create lasting doubt about a fighter's authenticity. Through explaining the stunning nature of this case and demanding accountability, McKenzie illustrated a scandal that endangers not just Shakur, but the entire sport's credibility. This situation makes zero sense. Gareth Davies admitted he hadn't been following Shakur's controversy until recently, depending on his colleague, Jeremy Wilson, the Telegraph's anti-doping specialist, for information. Davies disclosed that Shakur had been consuming approximately 14 different supplements, an incredible amount that immediately creates concerns. His analysis demonstrates how easily fighters can become entangled in complicated anti-doping regulations, and how mixing multiple substances can lead to major complications. Davies' explanation highlights the magnitude of this problem and the critical need for transparency and oversight in boxing. Through providing context for the failed tests, he illustrates how extensive supplementation, even without malicious intent, can spiral into major controversy, threatening a fighter's livelihood and raising questions about their legitimacy inside the ring.